We're back. We're back.
Had a little trip to Augusta. We got a round 2 of the Simtational to go over. We got some fun stuff to talk about today.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm pumped. I got your text or you called me. I can't remember, but you told me you were really excited after you recorded your Simtational round, and so that was a little bit intimidating because I hadn't had my round yet. But I'm excited to go over today. It was much better than last episode's performance for me.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
I don't feel like I'm going to be humiliated, which is good. Not that last episode was humiliating. It was just a terrible round, and I was all over the course. But this was much better, so definitely excited to see where this episode goes and who goes home with the point from this episode's Simtational round. So I picked the course. We played the back 9 at Bandon Dunes. We played from the red tees, which weren't the front tees. The front tees there, they have orange tees. So the orange tees are, I think they're supposed to be like youth tees or something to that effect. They're way up in the fairway where you start out. So we played the red tees. We played the back 9, same rules as always, and we can get into it. This was much shorter than last episode's course. Last episode's course we were playing the red tees, but it felt like we were practically playing the white tees, just with how long that course was. So I'm excited to see what happens, but I will kick us off on the first tee. Let me pull up I wrote down my score, but I didn't write down what par the holes were. So let me pull up the picture I took of the scorecard real quick so I can go over that. So hole 1 was a par 4. And again, a lot of these holes were short. A lot of them you could pretty much drive to the green or at least close. And so I remember this hole. My driver was on fire this round. I think I missed one fairway. I was hitting really good drives. So I was happy to see that out of this week's performance. And I got a par on this hole. Nothing too crazy. I just drove short of the green. I had a nice chip and 2 putted for par.
Right, I had a very similar experience, except for I had a bad drive.
Ooh.
And then a good 52, 2-putt par.
Perfect. Okay, so we're even through the first hole. Going into hole 2, that's another par 4. I don't really remember the length on this one, but I do remember that I had a really good drive. I was looking at it on like the little side screen, and I picked like a perfect line that I was really happy with, and it went exactly on my line, and I was super stoked with the drive there. And so I ended up doing the same thing. I hit another good approach shot and 2-putt par.
This was a good drive, but I pulled my wedge, I believe, off to the left a little bit. Not a great chip, and then I 2-putted and bogey. So you're 1 up now.
Okay. First time in the series I've been up at all, which is, might need to make note of that. I don't know how long it'll last, but feels good. So I will say the other thing about that hole, I hit a beautiful putt. I think I was about 30 or 40 feet from the hole. I hit a beautiful putt. I hit it too hard. It went in the hole and popped back out the other side.
Oh my goodness.
Which is annoying because it was the center of the cup. It's a simulator thing. I feel like if it was on an actual putting green, I think I would have drilled that for birdie. But anyways, that's besides the point. Hole 3 was a par 3, and I hit a P wedge, and I absolutely toe ball hooked it to the left. It went, I don't know, 100 yards, but it went so far left that I had a 63-yard wedge shot still onto the green. It was way on the other end of the course, and so I hit a good 56. I believe I used a 56 because the power was down a little bit, so I hit a nice smooth 56, got it on the green, and 2-putted it out for bogey. It was a long putt that was outside of the gimme range, and I still made the putt.
Nice, very nice. So I had looks like a great 52, but I think it was just outside of the gimme range. Good putt, but I think it literally like sat on the edge, like literally sat on the lip, and I putted in for par. So thankfully I still got the point, but so
Okay,
we're
so back to even.
Back to even.
Back to all square. Okay, hole 4 was a par 5. And I remember this hole, I hit a really good drive, I landed it center of the fairway. What I ended up doing poorly on this hole, I got up and I had a 6 iron is what I had left, was about a 6 iron distance, and I got the 6 iron out, and I hadn't hit it on in warm up at all. I took a practice swing with it. It was the worst feeling practice swing I had ever taken. I literally looked back at my bag and I was like, "We're not hitting the 6 iron." I grabbed my 7 iron out of the bag. I was like, "It's gonna come up short," but I at least warmed up with the 7 iron, and I would have preferred the short 7 iron with the chip on 2 putt than the 6, and it was 100% the right call. I hit a 7 iron, landed about, I don't know, maybe 60 feet short. I think it was about 60 feet short of the green. I chipped on beautifully just outside of gimme range, and I had a birdie putt from I think roughly 18, 19 feet, and I left it
Nice.
6 inches on the right side of the cup,
My
dude.
word.
6 inches, and I would have had a birdie, but I ended up with a par on the par 5.
Okay, that's 4, right? Hole 4?
Correct, hole 4.
Okay, so it looks like I had I remember this. Yeah, I hit, it said it was a bad drive, but I think is this the one that had the bushes off to the left there? The, like, the bushes kinda came out, like, it kinda narrowed down, and then there was, like, a small.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
So I hit a nice drive, but it landed in those bushes off to the left just barely. Um, but I had a good recovery with I think I just slammed a pitching wedge just as hard as I could to get out of those bushes. Um, so I slammed that pitching wedge, got out there in, like, kind of a good, nice area, and I was thinking about taking a drop because of how thick it was, but thankfully I didn't. I hit a nice good like, chipped a good 56 up there, missed the putt, but got par because that was the
Okay,
par 5, correct? Yeah, so
correct, the par 5.
yeah.
Okay, so we're even through 4.
Mhm.
Nice. Going into hole 6 is the par 4. I don't have any notes on this one. I parred it. I do
Yeah.
remember this hole.
This is
I
5, correct?
correct. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
5, 5.
I read sorry, my bad. Correct. Hole 5.
No, 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 you're good. This was
Hole
a
5 was a par 4.
256-yard par 4, like 250 or 260-yard
Okay, I do remember this one, and
par 4. Yeah.
I hit it right. I hit a 220 something yard drive. It was not great. It was off the toe a little bit, and I think this was maybe the one drive where I missed the fairway, and I landed. If I recall correctly, the green kind of had like rough right to the right of it, and I hit a 56 wedge, from that rough up on, and then putted back and ended with par. So I parred that.
Nice. So this was the one, like, and I've said before, I really struggle with using the driver on simulators, but not this one. I I hit it perfectly down the line. It literally landed on the green and just barely, barely rolled off to the left.
No.
So I just had like a little, it's 15 feet give me. So I just I didn't even went for it, but I didn't really go for it. I'm like, I'm gonna get a birdie here. So I just chipped it right up in there and got myself a nice little birdie. So that was a birdie on that one.
Okay, so that puts you up one. So hole 6, um, this one was another par. Hole 6 was another par 3, and again, it was right about that pitching wedge distance. I think I tried to overcorrect for hitting the toe shank to the left, and I pulled it right this time, and ended up being short right. Hit a chip shot up on, missed the first putt, 2 putt bogey.
Okay. This was what these were it was kinda nice because these par 3s were, like, a little shorter, I feel like. They
Hmm.
were they were only, like, 110 yards or whatever, and for some reason, I was hitting my wedges great. So I hit a great 56. I think it was just outside and then 2 putt par. So, not too shabby.
Nice. So that puts you up 2 going into 7. And now 7 for me is a little bit of it was a really frustrating hole, I gotta be honest. This one was the super short. It was 202 yards. No, 230 yards is
Yeah.
what I have on the
Mhm.
scorecard. okay,
Mhm.
and it was too short for the driver. I hadn't hit any 4 irons or hybrids in warm up, so I grabbed my 5 iron, and I'm telling you, I hit one of the best 5 irons I've ever hit. It was dead straight, right on line, and I hit it within 40 feet of the pin. I was still in the fairway. I was short of the green, but it said 40 feet was my distance to the pin. Pured the 5 iron. The frustrating part for me here is I grabbed 56 or 60, I don't remember. I grabbed a wedge and I was just gonna chip it up on, like you said, it was pretty simple, 15 feet gimme. I wanted
Mhm.
to just be in the gimme range. And dude, I hoselled it a little bit. But here's the part that was really frustrating. And I didn't know what to do because we hadn't talked about it, so I just played it out. But it said that I like hit it with an insane amount of power, which I I hadn't really hit it with that much power. I just hoselled it a little bit, and it went 6 no, not 60, 40 yards to the left of the green. I didn't know what to do because we didn't discuss, like, issues where the simulator misread
Yeah.
stuff. I didn't reset it, I just played it out from there, but obviously after that shot, I was really unhappy with the performance so far,
Mhm.
so I hit another poor chip shot and then ended up getting on with my 3rd chip shot pretty close, and I ended up with I think I hit a long putt on that one actually and got double on it. So it wasn't like a complete wasn't a
Yeah.
complete fall apart, but it was just frustrating. I feel like a fair score would have been double or a bogey because the 2nd chip shot was truly a poor chip shot. The first one wasn't great. It was
Mhm.
off the hosel, but I honestly still think it probably would have ended up on the green. It didn't
Right.
like it wasn't straight left or anything, but for whatever reason, the simulator read it as a 40-yard shot. It was definitely not a
Mhm.
40-yard shot, but I didn't know what to do with it, so I ended up with double on it. I think the fairest way to play that is just leave it at double, so
Yeah, it's because it's tough because then do you know what is clearly a misread? What is a you know what I mean? Like, it's like, you can be like, "Oh, that misread that," and then it opens up and I agree with you, that is really frustrating, um, but I don't know what you do about it. Like, I think that both of us would just be like, "Oh, that's unfortunate, man." Like,
right.
hit your next shot.
You know for a
Like,
fact I know
yeah.
for a fact I didn't hit it with that much speed on it, but it however the simulator read it when the ball left the club, that's what it had as a read, so I was just, it is what it is, move on to the next shot, try to reset, and I ended with double, which I am honestly happy with double because to recover from being
Mhm.
40 feet short of the pin to now I'm 40 yards left of the green in, like,
Yeah,
a rough situation to be able to get it back and hit a nice putt and leave with double, I'm
right.
honestly happy with, so not too mad about it.
Honestly, I'm not like, it's up to you. I'm fine with just pushing this hole if you want. Just if it's a clear misread, I got par on this, but if you most likely would have gotten birdie or definitely gotten par if it didn't misread. So if you want to like honestly, if you want, I'm down with just pushing it because I had a bad 6 iron that went into that like barely stayed like I thinned it like crazy, and it
Mhm.
sat in that little bowl. You know what I'm talking about? That
Uh-huh.
little bowl,
Yep.
and I hit a what did I hit? I hit a 56, I think. Um, Yeah, or a pitching wedge or something like that, and popped it up there right near the green. Or no, I put it on the green and then two putted for par. But like you most likely would have had a par or something like that if you wouldn't have had that happen. So if you want, what am I up two? Am I up one or
You're up
two?
you're up 2, that would put you up 3, which would seal the round, and I don't know that I need to take it as a push. I still wanna hear what we did for the rest of the round. I think it's fair to say that you won that hole. I mean, like we said, it's hard to get into the nitty-gritty because 'cause we're not both there. We can't say, "Oh, hey, that's a clear misread, hit another." And I don't feel like it's super fair for either of us to just make that call on our own without having the other person there since we're in competition.
Mhm.
So I think playing it out is the most honest way to keep the integrity of the
Yeah.
match, and so I think we just leave it as a double, but I just wanted to caveat that with my score, I am, like, extremely happy because I had a double on that hole, which
Yeah.
would not have been, I think in
Pretty.
real life, it would've ended up par or bogey at the worst, so
Mhm.
it was an
It's
impressive,
impressive to come back from that. Yeah.
and
But.
I was beyond thrilled with the 5 iron. That was the worst part is I
Mhm.
hit one of the best 5 irons I've ever hit to follow it up with a misread and then end up doubling the hole when in my mind, I was like, "This is a birdie opportunity right here."
Mhm. No, 100%. That's awesome, but unfortunate that it ends that way. That stinks.
That is frustrating. Out of curiosity, let's finish out the last 2 holes here. So on 8, we had, it was a par 4, and I don't have love notes on that. I do remember that I basically it was the driver was still just smooth for me. I had a smooth driver out there, a nice, approach iron. I can't remember which iron I hit. I think I wanna say I hit an 8 iron. No, I didn't hit an 8 iron. I'm thinking of hole 18. The par 4, 17. I hit a drive, chipped on, and 2 putted for par.
Okay. I'm I'm laughing at this because it says bad drive, bad P wedge, good chip, par.
That's
Like,
unreal.
that doesn't make
You're
any sense.
Man, that's crazy. So we pushed that hole, which would leave you up 3 going into 9, which was the par 5, and this one was a beautiful, beautiful drive. This is one of my best drives. I think I hit it, like, 280. It felt so good. I wasn't even swinging super hard. It was just one of those drives where everything lined up and it, like, went dead straight and felt amazing. So the drive was beautiful. I wanna say I hit a 7 iron just short of the green again, because after that 6 iron, I duffed. I knew that anything that was supposed to be a 6 iron, I was just gonna play short with the 7, so I had another
Yeah,
7
yeah.
iron short. I chipped up on I think I had about 30 or 40 feet and putted it within the gimme range. I think I putted that one actually really close too. I think I left it like 3 feet. So, right there, pretty close, and got the gimme for par. So I parred the last.
Nice. All right. I had good drive, 7 iron just short of the green, great chip, and got a birdie.
Dude. You were you're playing golf, bro. I ended at 4 over. I thought when I ended 4 over, that's gonna be hard to beat because 1 hole was the 2 of those strokes.
Mhm.
I bogeyed 2 other holes. So I
Yeah.
actually so basically going into this round, I got off work last night at 10 o'clock and knew that we
Yeah,
were
that's
recording today,
rough.
and I was like, "I'm going home. I'm gonna go play 9 holes. Whatever happens, happens," and, you know, can't
Mhm.
I run out of time, so I gotta get the 9 holes in. So I went late last night to play. I fell half asleep, was tired from working all day, and when I finished, I was so like, "Hey, that's actually for the amount of energy, I didn't warm up much at all. I hit a few wedges instead of hitting other clubs. I knew from
Mhm.
last episode's round that wedges needed to be, shown some attention before we just jumped into the round." So I hit a few wedges and was feeling good with those before I started the round, and then I just jumped right into the round, and man, I ended 4 over and thought there was a chance, but you still beat me by 3
I I shot
3
2
matches.
under, 2 under. I don't
Unreal.
it was really funny because we had talked, we had discussed, we were like, "Oh, we might record" what was it, Wednesday night? I don't know, was it Wednesday night or Thursday? Whatever day it is, we had thought about recording the podcast, and so I was like, "Oh, snap, I gotta hurry up and get my round in." So, I'm at my first day of college, and, me and my buddy, there's a really nice, like, golf simulator, like, just down the road from us. They have, like, TrackMans at all the bays, like, it's a nice
Nice.
spot. So, we we look in the thing and I'm like, "Huh, Tiger Woods Bay, let me just hop on that one." So I got the Tiger Woods Bay. I got it for we were just going to be in and out, record, do the round, finish out. Um, what we what I didn't realize when we got there is the Tiger Woods Bay is their private party room.
So you had a whole private party room to yourself?
Yeah. Just me and my buddy. Just
That's so cool.
smacking balls, but it was only, it's called Oasis Golf something, in Salem, Ohio. It was like for a private golf room for an hour was like $50.
That's
I'm
cheaper
like,
than the simulators around my area.
yeah,
65,
yeah,
$75 an hour for X Golf or,
mhm,
even the local course has an indoor simulator they'll let you rent, and I think I pay 65 at the local
mhm,
course. That's
and it's
crazy.
like a legit restaurant, like, it's got, like you can get, like, a full food service, all that stuff, and I'm like,
And if they got
$50 for a
Trackmans,
private room? Yeah, with Trackmans, and Um, the turf that they use in there, like, a lot of simulator turf, like, you hit off of that, and it just grabs your club. It, like
Mhm.
you hit into it, and your club literally just turns sideways, and you're like, "Okay, buddy, like, this is not." But, like, in there, the turf is just it's super nice. So, I don't know. It was a good time, but yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm happy for you. Under par is impressive, even with 15 feet gimmies. I know that that would add strokes to our scores that we have, but for you to be shooting under par and me only 4 over, that's impressive for I feel
Yeah,
like
it was
for the time we've been playing golf.
mhm.
It's so cool. It's so much fun to
Yeah.
get better.
Yep. And it is funny though, because like, literally, like you said, you were like, "Well, if you turn into, what was it, Prime Bryson, whatever, you're playing like there's I don't got a shot at winning," or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I went and played last night. Our church got together and played some volleyball, and there's a golf simulator out there, and I was playing, bro. Was hitting terrible shots, was not
Unreal.
hitting good shots, hitting bad shots, but for some reason, when it comes to our competitions, and both times I've played with people, so that, there's no funny business going on, like, I have people that are watching,
Right.
so it's just
Put a
whatever we
round of
play for some reason.
Put a round of golf on the line, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're over here striping every shot. I mean, I really thought I had a chance coming in here with 4 over and a double on one hole. I was like,
Mhm,
I parred 6 out of 9 holes. For me, that's hard to do most of the time, so I really
mhm.
thought it was gonna
I
be closer than it was, but I
Yeah,
guess
I had a
you're up 2-0 in the series now, my man.
that's crazy, that's crazy. I
I'm gonna need you to either, fall apart on a hole here or on a round here pretty soon,
what?
or we're gonna have to reevaluate. I might need a handicap in here.
You know what's gonna happen is we're going to get to the high, like, I'm gonna win all of these, like, one-point matches, and then, like, it'll come to, like, the 3 and, like, the 5-point matches, and I'm gonna fall apart, and you're gonna, like, just run from behind to just smack me. Like,
It'll be
I'm sure
because
that
it'll be because I have that nothing to lose mentality, meanwhile, you're trying to
Mhm.
protect a lead, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to see how it goes. We'll see what shakes out, but that's it's gonna be hard to beat you if you're putting up below par scores, that's for sure. I'll be nervous for for
Yeah.
next episode. I
I
did
think
have a
I'm gonna
question.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
I said I think I'm gonna go back to that spot. Like, just the turf and everything that they have at that spot, like, the equipment is just I don't know. It's just so nice hitting off of that. I think I'm gonna go back there.
And I like that idea that you're not in the public with the rest of the simulators because, my simulator is here at the apartment complex, so nobody's watching. I don't have other people golfing, slamming the golf ball, making me second guess my
Mhm.
ability to play or anything like that. So the fact that if you have that own kind of tiger room that you
Yeah,
could go
yeah,
lock in with just a buddy or two, I think that makes it a fair playing ground too, since I'm on my own, maybe playing with a friend or something like
yeah.
that here too. So I really do think that's good, and I'm hyped for you. My question is, we alternating picking courses.
Mhm.
Can we repick? So could I pick the same course twice? What do you think on that? Because I was thinking about that yesterday when I was playing because I played a good round. I was like, if he beats me, I would almost like to try and challenge him again on this course because I like this course and I think that I could maybe pull out a win, but also I don't think it's
Mhm.
fair if you're winning to just keep picking the same course over and over. I don't know. I just kinda wanted to pick your brain on it and see what your thought was.
I would almost like it to be per point bracket. So, like, maybe we move up to the next point bracket, now you can replay. I like
Okay.
that. I actually kinda like that. That's a good idea. Like
I think that's cool. Uh-huh.
mhm. So that way it's like once you move to the next point bracket, do you risk going back to a course that you won on and, like, try to
Right.
recreate it? Or do you maybe you lose on that course and you're like, "Man, that was my ace." You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be
Right. Because I do like that idea because this course, although I lost to you, it's a course that I've played. I said it last episode. I've played it a couple times with some other friends too, so I'm kind of familiar with it, and I like the way it sets up for my game specifically. For my distances. There's some nice landing areas, and so I really would. be opposed to playing it again. But I do like that idea. I could maybe bring it back when rounds are now 4 points a round,
Mhm.
and you gotta try and put
Mhm.
on the same performance as an under par round of golf, and I'm playing a course I like. So I like that. Let's go with that. Well, you can only use the course once per
Mhm.
point bracket. So it's out for while we're playing 1 point round matches, but in March when we go up to 2 points per round, we can evaluate that
Okay,
or
awesome.
maybe revisit it. I did have something else that I tested out when I was at the simulator last night. You brought up the fact that last episode when you were playing your round, you hit an 8 iron with 122 mile per hour
Mhm.
ball speed. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so after the round yesterday, I was like, why don't we just test and see how close I can get to it? I know you hit the ball harder than I do, but we weren't sure. You weren't
Mhm.
sure if it was just the simulator or maybe if it was actually, realistic. So I was hitting the 8 iron, 8 iron, 8 iron, 8 iron, just kept hitting it over and over again, and most of my swings were right in the, kinda like the low hundreds range, and I was hitting about
Mhm.
150-ish yards, but my 3 high swings, I hit one that was 117 miles per hour
Nice.
even, one that was a little bit over 117, and then my top one was 121 miles per hour ball
Okay.
speed. Now, this was me just on
That's
the range
awesome.
hitting over and over, so I think it's insane that you pulled it off, like,
Yeah.
in course while playing around. It was super cool. But I wanted to let you know that I don't think it was the
It's not that
simulator.
crazy.
Yeah, you were on with 122 mile per hour.
That's
It was
insane.
it was wild, and it felt so good. That shot, it was everything lined up.
Mhm.
You didn't even feel the golf ball on the club face hardly. It was when you just pick it clean off the turf, and it
Mhm.
was it was pure feeling.
That's awesome.
I
That's
thought it
so
was so
nice.
cool. I tested it out, and you hit 120 mile per hour ball speed for sure.
That's crazy. How do you know how far it carried? Like, what was your carry distance on that?
I think it was around 166-ish,
160. Okay,
maybe
yeah, yeah.
160.
That makes sense because like mine went 174, but it was downhill, down. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it
Yep.
was downwind, but it was probably would have been about a 10-yard difference. You know what I mean? I don't know what percent that is, but that makes sense. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's awesome though.
I thought it was cool. I just wanted to test it out
Yeah,
of
I love
curiosity.
it.
You mentioned wind, which reminded me of something. About hole 4 of my round last night, I looked at the little we have, like, the wind radars about this big on the far edge of
Mhm.
the simulator. It was blowing 17 miles per hour. I didn't I completely forgot to pay attention to I mean, we said we were playing full conditions, so I don't
Mhm.
think you turned that off or anything, but I completely forgot to be paying attention to it and didn't realize till hole 4 or 5 that I had strong left to right wind the whole time.
That's
I was still hitting
hilarious.
good shots, but it was kind of funny. I started factoring it in and did a little bit better after, but it did crack me up. On
Yeah,
hole, like,
that's
4, I
great.
finally paid attention to the.
Do you Do you just what do you do anything with the settings? Because like, I normally put the settings on, like, normal or whatever, like that. Like, I don't think it's fair for you to be playing in 17-mile-per-hour wind if that's what you did you change it or no?
I didn't change anything, and it would stop. It would gust up to 17 and then go down to 2 mile
Oh,
per
okay.
hour or 3 mile per hour, and then
Got
it
you.
would, like,
Okay,
gust
okay.
up to 18, 19 again, so I don't think it was consistently that strong. I do normal
Mhm.
conditions midday, and I think that's all that I don't really touch anything. I
Okay.
just pretty much leave
Yeah,
it
that's
whatever
fair
the
then.
course is set to.
Mhm.
I
Okay,
think
I
it wa
thought it was just consistently 17 miles per hour, and I was like, "Oh my goodness. You're about
No,
to
it
get."
wasn't consistent. But it was funny that I hadn't been paying attention to it this whole time, and then I look on an approach shot, and I've got 17 mile per hour wind pushing my ball to the right.
Oh my, that's great.
Well, getting into your trip to Augusta, I'm excited to hear what all went down. Sounds like it was a good time. You were sending me lots of
Oh, yeah.
pictures, and you didn't tell me much because we wanted to save it for the episode. So I'm pumped
Mhm.
to hear how it went. Break
Oh,
it
yeah.
break it down for me.
Alright, so I have apologies to make. We listened to the podcast on the way down, and they were not happy with what I had said about them. So, I apologize, Nate, Brandon, and Trevor. I'm looking right at the camera, I'm sorry. That was that was unfortunate. I shouldn't have said those things. Um, You guys are much better golfers than me. Uh, I apologize. There. Now that that's out of the way, they played terrible the entire time. They couldn't hit the ball. They were no, I'm kidding. That isn't true.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, no, that isn't true. They played good. It was so well, all right. So we're driving down on Wednesday, and I was happy with this. Like it warmed up literally at the perfect time for us to go on this trip. Like I think it was like 50 degrees up here, or like something like that, which means it was in the 70s while we were down there.
Mhm,
So it was absolute perfect weather, and we're driving through. It was like the very like south part of West Virginia, and we look off to Nate. Nate literally wakes up and he's like, "Well, that's a golf course." He's like, "Quick little nine?" And we're
no way.
like, "Sure, yeah, let's go ahead." So we ran out there, dude. We hopped right on that golf course, played ourselves some nine, just a quick nine. The only thing that was, like, annoying, so it was a nice course. It was Nicholas Memorial. It was out by this, like, I don't know, just middle of nowhere, but, nice little course there, and so the teams were me and Trevor, like we had said, or like
Mhm,
I'd said last podcast, and, Brandon and Nate, and I don't know what it was, but Trevor decided to just play out of his mind that day, and we both were just hitting darts. Like I hit a couple bad shots, he hit a couple bad shots, but overall we hit some nice shots. And it came down to it. It was so funny. Trevor has not played that much, but we were down, or I think we were even. We were like even, you know, because we play
mhm.
scramble, and we get down to the like one of the last par threes. We were either up one or like even. And I get up there, I leave my face just a little bit open on my pitching wedge. It goes a little wide right of the par three. Um, and then Trevor gets up, and there was a guy, an instructor, a golf instructor, and a student standing right there just staring at him. And we're all like, "Oh, no," because Trevor doesn't do super well under having people watch him. I don't. Nobody does whenever you just have
Right.
when they're like, "Oh, just play through," and you're like up there, like
And it's a
you're ready to,
golf instructor telling you to play
you're
through.
yes, you're shaking, you're ready to freak out. So he gets up there, I mess up my shot. He gets up there, he's freaking out. And I'll tell you what, he has probably one of the most unorthodox swings ever. Like he stands a mile away from the golf ball, but he hits it well. But it's just how he swings. And he gets up there, he puts a dart that literally rolls like probably 2 inches past the hole, like
No
almost
way.
hole in ones it from like 130, 140 yards. And he walks away and goes like just like wide eyes, be like, "How in the world did that just happen?"
Try to act cool in front of the people.
And then Nate proceeds to, I don't know, he didn't hit a great shot. Brandon didn't hit a great shot. And we go on to win that hole, and we ultimately won the match. So we win that match. We're talking so much smack on the way down. We're just
Naturally.
yes, we're just rubbing it in, rubbing it in. We get up, we play, we go to what is it, Aiken Golf Club. Um, that chorus was so pretty. Like I don't know how to explain. Like, it is just so nice. I showed you a video for that, or sent you some pictures from that. That was so nice. That place was beautiful, and it was interesting. It was like the grass was kind of like a little dead, but really it was like hitting out of a normal fairway. It wasn't like you were hitting out of some terrible. Like it was nice. It was really nice. So we finished the front nine, and we're two up. We're two holes up. We're feeling confident. We're like, we're doing great. We proceed to fall apart. And
No?
it was so frustrating because what would happen is, like so I would hit a good shot, and then Trevor would hit a good shot. And then the next shot, it would be I'd hit a bad shot, and then Trevor would hit a bad shot.
You guys
And
weren't
then,
hamming and egging back and
yes,
forth,
yes, it was like, just a back and forth where we never could sync up and hit. I mean, yes, there was holes every once in a while that we'd sync up, and it was just so frustrating. And then, oh my goodness, what really got in our head is we had hit, like, a nice shot onto the green, and we were hitting the same shot, and we were probably about 20 feet away, and they were, like, 40 feet away. And Nate gets up there, he hits it, and it was a uphill putt. Nate hits it, it literally goes up there and rolls back down, like, rolls all the way back down to his feet.
My
Brandon goes
goodness.
up and hits it, and he creams it, and we're like, "Oh, that's so far gone." Rolls right up there, smacks the dead center of the pin, drops right in, and we're like, it was so far gone, like, that putt was so far gone, it was gonna be in the fairway, like, n no joke, like, not even kidding. It was off the green, like, so far gone, and he just smacks it. It's a great shot, right? Like, great that he lined it up right, but we were not happy.
He hit it to the clubhouse with perfect,
Yes,
aim is
yes.
the problem.
Mhm. Yeah, so we kind of got mental chalked after that and just proceeded to kinda not play the best round. They ended up beating that, like, by, like, 2 points or whatever it was,
Gotcha.
or 1 point. So
So you guys won the first one on the
mhm,
way from, like, stopping in West Virginia on the way, and then they took the second round. So you guys
mhm,
are tied after the first day in,
yeah.
Augusta.
Yeah, and they
Okay.
were not happy about that because we won the 9-hole match and they won the 18-hole match. So they were like, "Well, it should go by, like, 18 holes." And I was like, "Oh, you're right then." I was joking. I was just joking. I was like, "Oh, so because we were up 2 after
At
the
the
front nine."
turn.
Yeah, so I was like, "So we've won 2 matches is what you're saying, and you're up it's 2-1 right now." They didn't like that math, so they they were not
That's
they
awesome.
were not fans of that.
As soon
It
as you
was
said that, I knew exactly what
yeah.
what you were gonna say. That's awesome.
So they ended up winning that one, unfortunately, like, they came all the way back, it was so annoying, and then we get up there, and, the next day, that was the Mount Village, that course, that's the one that I sent you some of those pictures that just it looks so pure, like,
With, like,
the
the
par
big
3 over the water with, like, the nice house behind it and everything with the bridge,
was so
just a
pretty.
beautiful course. That one was so much fun, but it was tight. It was a lot of, like, turns, and it was funny. The first day, Brandon literally just like Nate will admit to this too. Brandon literally just strapped him on his back and just carried him like so hard.
Held
And
his
we were
hand.
yes, yeah, just like literally carried him so bad. And it was just it was ridiculous. So we were talking spat, kind of being like, "Oh, Brandon, your back must be getting a little tired." Oh, I'm like, Nate would hit a bad shot, and I'd be like, "All right, Brandon, go ahead and strap on that backpack."
Just some good
Nate was
old friendly banter.
it was just goofing, but it was so funny. Which
That's awesome.
Nate was talking so much smack too, so it
Oh,
was.
I'm sure.
He's like, he's like, "You're acting like it matters." He's like, "It doesn't matter. We're winning," which is true. It was true. There's nothing I can say. I can't even argue with it. But so let me think. Yes, then we go to Mount Village, and that was when they started doing that, like, kind of ham and egg where, like, it was so frustrating because what would happen is Nate was struggling so much with his driver. Brandon couldn't hit his iron or wedges.
Mhm.
So it was just like Brandon would go up, smack one like 270, 280, 300 down the middle. and then Nate would slap one on into the woods. And then it was just like he hit like a good drive here and there, but it was just and it was so frustrating because it was just
But in
like
the fairway, it was the complete flip where Nate would hit a dart
yes,
close to the
yes,
green, and,
mhm.
man, that's gotta be
So
so painful to play against.
yeah, and it was and like Trevor did good. He hit some good shots, but he's still like a newer golfer, so he struggles. And I'm not the best golfer either. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? So it's like we just can't compete with two people that are literally like playing perfect golf between the two of them because they're hitting beautiful drives. You know, it's like opposite, they'd be having a rough score. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
one can't keep it in play off the tee, one's taught like, but together they just made up a great team where they're whooping us, and it was just hard. So they ended up winning that. I think they won that one by I don't know, like 1 or 2 or something like that, but we kept them close. It was so annoying because they would hit some miracle shot or some, like, crazy shot that would keep them on top, like, every time. Or because how we played it was we would do, you had you if you agreed on a mulligan, like, if the teams agreed on a mulligan off the tee box, you could take it. No nothing
Okay.
outside of and then you had one personal re-tee. So, like, at some point, if you had a bad drive or something, you could be like, "Alright, I'm taking my re-tee for the entire round."
I
And
see.
yeah, so they and their re-tee would save them in the most crucial moments. Like,
Ugh.
it was ridiculous. But so they would just be they were just the perfect team, and they were just whooping
Just
us.
man.
Mhm.
So that was
So
the second day, they took the second
mhm.
day too, so now they are up
1, 2.
1 okay.
Or 2-1, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So so we go into the final day, and this was the Forest Hills Golf Club, which is just, like, a few blocks down from Augusta National, and, that was sick. So we played that one, and the funny story about this is I was having my drill weekend that weekend. So and the phones weren't working. If the phones were working, I would have been listening in, but they were like, "Okay, you have to do these classes for to make up for not being able to attend these meetings." So I was like, "All right."
Mhm.
So Augusta or Fort Eisenhower is right there. So I had to run over there in the middle of our golf round because it would have closed if I would have waited till the end. So we had to we had to put our whole thing on halt so that I could get my run and grab that. But we came back and we played a nasty round. Like we played like a good round and we actually ended up tying that one.
Okay.
So we ended it like 2-1. You know what I mean? So like it
Right.
wasn't bad. None of the days we get like absolutely walloped. Like they only won by like 1 or 2, but it was just so hard to compete with them. Like they just whoop
Right.
them. And on the holes that they hit, they beat us. They like absolutely whooped us. So it was a fun time. It was good, but it was tough to a tough it was tough competition. So got to
You
give
and
them
I
props. They did good.
you and I have been saying it, and we'll keep saying it. I just wanna get on a trip sometime where you and I can be on a team.
Mhm. Mhm.
It would be I don't know if we would win or lose or who we would play against, but I would love just to the way you and I just, like, goof off and have such a fun time
Yeah.
when we're playing, it doesn't matter, we could win by 18, we could lose by 18, and we'd still be
Mhm.
having a blast, and so I really wanna make that happen sometime, but
You
it
should we
sounds
should sorry, we should look for a tournament, like a tournament or something like that, like a scramble, and just see what we can shoot. Like, if we shoot
like a
terrible,
high
who
handicap
cares?
tournament.
Yeah, like or well, not even like I think a lot of places like host like local skins matches or whatever. So like if we could get into that or something, you know what I mean? We're definitely gonna lose our $20 or whatever you put in the pot. But
Right.
like I'd enjoy it. I think it'd be fun. Like
It'd
actually
be
have
worth the
something on the line.
$20 just to try.
Mhm. Just to see how we do.
Yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind, maybe we can find something this summer in between us somewhere, find, like, a little little thing to sign up for or something. Well, dude, that sounds like such a fun trip. I'm excited you guys got to go on it, and hopefully I'll get to tag along for the next one.
Oh,
You sent me
I'm
that
excited.
video of you guys parking the truck in the garage
My
on that
word,
first
yes.
day, and I was dying laughing. I don't remember where I was, but I think I was laughing out loud, and someone was like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "Come look at this."
We
I
literally
was like,
probably had quarter inch or whatever of clearance. It's ridiculous.
I can just see you guys, like, directing whoever's
Yep,
driving in
yeah.
and just like, "Ugh."
One morning I went and got so basically how we did it is we had like grocery runs like each morning because there's four of us. We were there for like 3 or 4 days or whatever. So like each day someone paid for breakfast. So that was my day to pay for breakfast. So like I went out like on my own. I just grabbed Trevor's keys, headed out, and I had to like literally get out of the truck, like run to the front, look, pull it off a little bit more, look, like all right, I'm good.
That's
It's
so
so
great.
fun.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like it was a blast of a trip. I am excited about this golf season. I think we'll have
Mhm.
some fun trips and stories, and I'm glad you had a good trip. I'm glad you didn't lose any clubs and trees or
Thankfully
anything
not.
else.
I I did throw a club, but I made sure to keep it, low. Just one. Oh my word, my chipping, I could not chip to save my life, and that's what made me cry. I was crashing out over my chipping. I'd,
Really?
like, muff it, like, 3 feet or 4 feet, and yeah, that was that was
Prob
where I was.
It's probably all this simulator golf that's making it worse.
Mhm,
I will tell you, when I was practicing for our Simtational round last night, I found a very unorthodox way to chip that was working for the simulator, and I will continue to do it on the simulator, but I
mhm.
am beyond confident that it will not work on an actual course, and whenever we start playing real golf again, my chipping will be gone.
Yeah. No,
I am
I'm sure of it.
confident.
Yeah. I'm
It's just
the
'cause with
real
the wedge, I take more divot than is normal, I would say. I take a
Mhm.
healthy divot. I take a nice beaver tail, as they like to
Yeah,
call it, and
yeah.
you just can't do that on a simulator, so when I'm trying to play on a simulator, I have to completely adjust my regular wedge swing, which works well on the course. I mean, you've been golfing with me. I'm not a perfect golfer, by any means, but my wedges, I can typically hit decent full wedge shots and be on the green or at least right around it, so I like my wedge game, but it does not work for anything on the simulator, that's
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I wedges and simulators just don't go together.
They don't belong.
I don't like it. Nope.
And the distance judging is impossible. You can't judge
Mhm,
distance on a simulator well, so when it says you got 30 yards, you're kinda like, "Well, how hard am I trying to hit this? I don't have a visual target," you know? In real golf, you're like, "I can kinda feel that shot," I see
mhm,
where I'm trying to land it and everything, but simulators, you're just looking at a number trying to hit that number, which with irons and driver and stuff, that works, but not with wedges, it's just not there.
100%, 100%.
Well, that, sounds like a good trip and another round of the Simtational in the books, and
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
be hunting for revenge, next episode, I guess.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with a chorus.
I don't know what I'm
Maybe
gonna
a
have to
little
do. I'm gonna have to
maybe a little
break
sawgrass
50.
action or something. We'll see. Yeah,
Okay.
break 50, good night. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what we're looking at.
You're gonna have a 8 under par score next
Yeah.
episode.
I got witnesses. I got No,
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
like,
Sure,
alright.
buddy. No, I'm kidding.
I'm pumped for it. We'll be back next episode.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Alright, I'll talk to you then, brother. Have a good one.
Alrighty, boss. Have a good one. I'll chat to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.